How you doing, fight fans? This is EJ Boxing Live here, and we're doing a spotlight on Cory, the next generation, the Jinx, Spinks career. He fought from welterweight to middleweight, and he fought a light middleweight as well. I'm doing a spotlight on him because I feel like with Cory Spinks, this guy was a very great fighter and deserved to be, in my opinion, to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. So I thought we'd do a spotlight on it. So we're gonna just, out of no further ado, just jump straight into it. So Cory Spinks, yeah, when he first started his career, at welterweight. Cory Spinks is the son of the most famous Spinks, the Spinks family. Leon Spinks is his father, and his uncle is Michael Spinks. Everyone knew Michael Spinks beat Larry Holmes twice, and Leon Spinks beat the great Muhammad Ali to catch up. Both of them, the brothers, talking about the Spinks, older brothers, they be undisputed heavyweight champions of the world, which is in itself is a remarkable feat, concerning the only brothers to actually probably do that. In the Klitsch to win heavyweight championships, so they probably did Klitschko's. So that's a remarkable feat. So Leon had his son Cory Spinks in 1978, and Cory Spinks' career slowly started blossoming. He was born in St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis, and St. Louis, Missouri, and he's got a big family. There's got loads of brothers. Me and Boxing Beats Rams, we interviewed him back in the day. One of the other brothers, I think he was Leon Spinks the third, back in the day as well. And I'm telling you, man, the Spinks family is vast in boxing and deep in boxing. The family's deep. Cory's older brother, who Cory idolized, died under some dubious circumstances, and Cory's brother used to come to the ring. He used to dance to the ring, and this is where Cory picked up his style from his older brother. And it's a shame, his older brother, we didn't get a chance to really see how his brother would have done the world scene. But Cory, like his father and uncle, burst into the scene, and Cory Spinks, teamed up with the trainer Kevin Cunningham. Here in this picture here, and man, they set a goal in their goal to be great and to do big things in boxing, and first thing they need to do is try and win the welterweight championship of the world, and this is what they plan to do. And so they went forth training diligently hard. Cory Spinks hard in the gym in St. Louis, and also out of Kevin Cunningham produced fighter like Devin Alexander, who's southpaw as well. Cory Spinks, the southpaw, 6 southpaw, standing at 5'9". He down in that gym, they're working hard, training hard, and to try and reach their goal. So they first have their title shot against this guy Michel Picchelli. And this is the thing about this fight. Most observers who watched that fight will tell you that Cory Spinks got robbed. The fight was in Italy, Michel Picchelli's hometown, and he got robbed and he lost the unanimous decision. This is for the vacant IBF welterweight championship, and he got robbed, and it's a shame that his first shot at the title he got robbed. Who had the title before them? I think the belt was vacated by Vernon Forrest. So Vernon Forrest vacated that belt to fight Shane Mosley. And this is where we're going to work into, so to fight Shane Mosley at this time. So Michel Picchelli and Cory Spinks, they fought for the vacant belt to get that. And the first fight in Italy, he got robbed. A lot of people, you can watch it yourself. We've got a playlist in the description box so you can watch for yourself. A lot of observers feel that he got robbed, and it was because it was a hometown decision as well, and Mitchell Pilly, had the belt. They wasn't having it, and Cory Spinks adamant there, to Don King, who was the promoter at the time, to get the rematch. After this technical decision after Rafael Pineda, Cory Spinks finally gets the rematch, and in Italy as well. So he goes to Michel Pilly's hometown again, and this time Yes, this time he regains the welterweight championship of the world by decision in Michel Picheli, which should happen in the first place. Also in his career, he lost to Antonio Diaz, so that was his second loss against Michel Picheli. But he finally gets the belt, finally IBF champion, and now he's on the road where I feel road to greatness. And he shouldn't have lost the first one, in my opinion. You can see for yourself. For me, he clearly won. So anyway, Cory Spinks is on the verge of greatest, and a lot of people call him out. Costa Zoo wanted to fight him. There were talks with that. Maybe Costa Zoo moving up to face Cory Spinks for the IBF belt, but that didn't happen. And what they decided at this point here, Vernon Forrest, who beat Shane Mosley. Was on the thing. They had Vernon Forrest, the best in boxing at the time, beating Shane Mosley, who was regarded the best pound for pound in boxing, decided to face Ricardo Mayorga, who was the WBA champion at the time. And most people thought Mayorga haven't got a chance, because the way Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley in the first fight, didn't think he had a chance. And Vernon Forrest actually had a rematch with Shane Mosley, defending his belt, and then he went against Mayorga, and most people thought, nah, he hasn't got a chance. Mayorga touched him up and took him out. Took out Vernon Forrest in a big upset shock around the world, vibrated around the road. And this is where Mayorga came into it. People don't know this tobacco smoking, just breaking all the rules, vulgar mouth, trash talking, could punch like a mule, come into boxing. And people were just shocked in that. And in the rematch, he more or less embarrassed Vernon Forrest, and Vernon Forrest knocked at the pictures. Now Ricardo Mayorga picked up the WBA belt. He beat Six-Head Lewis to get the WBA belt. Now he knocked out Vernon Forrest in the first fight and decision him in the second fight. Most people, observers, think that who Ricardo Mayorga is going to fight next. He decided to fight, Cory, the next generation Spinks. And this is on the Don King card of the night of the Undisputed, who had had various fights on it. Zab Judah just lost his belt against Costa Zoo, and he was on the card. Bernard Hopkins just unified the belts, beat his decision in stopping Felix Trinidad, and he was going against the former WBA champion, Willie Joppy. So that was on the card. And then obviously you had Cory Spinks versus Ricardo Mayorga, El Matador. And I tell you, man, this fight here was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, because many people gave Cory Spinks a chance in this fight, even though he was the IBF champion and he went over to the hometown of Michel Picheli to get the belt. Most people observe and say he's not going to win the belt. No way can this guy win the belt. And I tell you, man, what a boxing display this guy put on. Mayorga at the time was vicious, ferocious, at welterweight, violent with his hands, and he just put on a boxing display, even to the point where Mayorga was standing in the mid-rings, come fight me, and Cory's no, I'm gonna stay out here. And they got into a couple of exchanges where Cory actually stood with him, and it was slick boxing, slick southpaw. Cory Spinks showed what it was about. And this is where I first saw him, where Cory Spinks broke into the scene. I was like, man, because Mayorga took hold of boxing, and everyone thought this guy's gonna be the next star apparent. And I tell you, man, he decisions Mayorga very well. Even Mayorga was saying some terrible things in the build-up, and he actually apologized after the fight, and they shook hands, and they showed respect to each other. But and I'll tell you, Cory Spinks, this time Cory Spinks becomes the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, and this is a big accomplishment of all three belts in his hands, and in the world is his. He could have did anything. Shane Mosley, anyone, Floyd Mayweather, all these talks out. They were talking their big money fights and thing. Everyone was we were wondering what Cory Spinks was going to do. And the thing is, Zab Judah didn't get a fight rematch with Costa Zoo, so he said, I'll fight Cory. So at this point, Zab Judah decided to move up to welterweight, coming from 140 to challenge against Cory Spinks. Man, it was, the build-up was cordial, they're quite funny, joking around leading up to it, but man, this fight was a close cupping fight. Cory Spinks, to me, narrowly pulled it out. Narrowly. Let me see the scorecards on the first fight, because it was a close fight in the first fight. So the first fight, Cory Spinks, he won by unanimous decision, by the way, actually. He won on Joe Cortez was the referee. David Moret 114 to 112. Doug Tucker 116 to 111, and Chuck Gamper 114 to 112. Actually, fine, it's not that bad, but the 114 112 kind of, that's not that far. So but 116 111 is quite far. But that Zab Judah demanded a rematch with Don, and a lot of people demand a rematch. Now the significance of this fight here, right, is that the winner out of that first fight, if it was going to be close, was going to be facing Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather just moved up into the division, decision in beating Cory Spinks. He actually beat Cory Spinks, and he went on, actually that's at 140, beating Shambi Mitchell, so to moving up in the division. So he positioned himself to fight the winner out of Cory Spinks and Zab Judah. But obviously the crowd and everyone thought that, the fight was close, why not have a rematch, And Cory says, fine, I'll have a rematch. This time he decided to have it in St. Louis. The first fight, where was the first fight actually? The first fight in St. Louis fought? The first fight was in Vegas, where they were to fight. So they decided to have the rematch for the Undisputed Welterweight Championship in St. Louis, in his hometown, which is good. The first time a world championship has actually come out to St. Louis since forever. And I tell you what, man, Zab Judah was focused, man. He was on his game. He was focused. I'm not too sure if Cory Spinks, people say he wasn't, but it doesn't matter, man. Zab Judah, Cory Spinks came down with Nelly to the ring. They were dancing. Everyone was pyros. It was fun. It was lively, man. And I tell you, man, the fight was good. And all of a sudden, Zab Judah caught Cory Spinks. As Cory Spinks was leading with his right, with his big left. Was it left? Leading with his left. Zab Judah caught him on a wicked right hook, man. It sent Cory Spinks to the ground, and that was it, man. It was up and popping. Cory Spinks, this very event, Cory got back up, and Zab Judah just jumped in him, and the fight was stopped, and that was it, man. Zab Judah become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, man. The big money day fights are gone out the window, man. And I tell you, it was shocking. It was shocking. Everyone, Zab Judah was the underdog. They didn't think he would do that. Didn't show any power. I mean, he was powerful, but we didn't think he would go and do that. And he upset the apple tree, man. And it's a shame, man, because the Cory Spinks and Floyd match could have happened. And I always wonder what would have happened. As we know, Floyd fought Zab, and you saw there was a bit of a brawl in there, and Floyd decisioned him handily. But I always wondered how Cory Spinks, the southpaw, would have done it against Floyd. So here's a clip of Floyd and Cory Spinks getting it, talking about, and this was the build up before Zab Judah and Cory Spinks, the second fight. So they were actually thinking of fighting. And tell me what you think of this little clip here.
Could be up next for welterweight champ Cory Spinks. They ran into each other in Vegas.
Mayweather and Spinks is two of the biggest champs in boxing. Let's get it on. I beat the best at 130. I beat the best at 135. And the best at 140 don't want to fight. Someone comes 147 to kick your ass.
If this one ever kicks off for real, it's going to be really special.
You could imagine if that fight ever happened, man, how it would have been, man. So anyway, Cory Spinks is sitting there and thinking what he's going to do next. Just lost his undisputed belts, and obviously Floyd's holding the belts now, and they're thinking, I'm not too sure they could make the weight no more, 147. So they decided, you know what, we're going to move up to 154. And you know what? They're going to pick the baddest guy up there, and they picked Roman Karmazin. Roman Karmazin was a beast at this weight. I'm telling you, he was a beast because... Roman Karmazin, coming into this fight, he knocked out Kassim the Dream Umar. Kassim the Dream Umar at the time, was considered to be one of the really good up and coming fighters, and Roman Karmazin just battered him. I'll tell you, man, it was horrible, man. I tell you, he went to the scorecard, but it was a complete beatdown, bro. It was a complete beatdown, and he became, at this point, after he beat Roman Kazar, he got the IPF belt, and most people thought, but the Roman Karmazin would go on to great things in boxing. You didn't think at this point, that Cory Spinks moving up from 147 could ever do anything, and I can tell you right now, bro, Cory Spinks, show what it was about. And this is the thing about Cory Spinks, to say one of the great fighters. He wasn't scared to fight anyone. The challenge was there, even though he lost against Zab and the thing, he didn't care. He moved up and fought the baddest guy at 154, and he can put a boxing lesson, one-on-one schooling on Roman Carmazon, man. In this picture here, man, it was a complete boxing that even when the scorecards read out, Cory was crying, man, crying, and all the things he's been through and stuff like that, but he was back on top, man. It was a massive win. Let me go to the scorecards. That winning decision, and because I tell you, man, I didn't think he was gonna win. No, I didn't have him winning that fight. I thought, no way, how's he gonna beat Roman Carmazon? They had him. It was a majority decision. Actually, it was closer than thing. So the Jerry Griffin had it 114. That's probably where the majority comes from. And Marvin Letton had it 150-113 to Cory Spinks, and Freddie Cruiser had it 115-113. So it's a close fight actually, but he did majority decision, and Cory Spinks picks up the IBF light middleweight championship of the world. And I tell you, man, it was bedlam, man. It was so emotional for Cory. You know, even when he beat Mayorga, it was an emotional experience for him. And what an achievement, to pick up the IBF light middleweight championship of the world. So that's nice. The undisputed welterweight champion, and to pick up beating Roman Carmazon at 154 was a major compliment. So you're thinking to yourself now, you're on top of the world, Cory. You're back where you were before. Come back from the victory or losing of Zab, and you're thinking, what's Cory gonna do with himself now? So Cory defends the IBF light middleweight champion against Ronnie Jones, unanimous decision, and then he decides to go for the biggest challenge of his career. And this is some serious shit. I mean, Jermaine Taylor, he decides to fight Jermaine Taylor coming into his decision. Bernard Hopkins, twice the dominant champion of the last decade. He had like 20 defenses. Jermaine Taylor decision him in the first one, decision him in the back-to-back, and obviously Jermaine Taylor's looking for an opponent to defend his belt against, man. And they decide, you know what, Cory's moving up to middleweight. Cory decides to challenge Jermaine Taylor, and most observers watching this fight here could tell you that Cory Spinks actually won. Now, and this you have to watch closely, and you told me, did he win or not? A lot of movement by Cory. Jermaine couldn't hit him. Jermaine was so frustrated in this fight. He was sitting in the corner in his ring, sitting there, and Manuel Stewart's giving him instructions. Damn, man, how can I hit this dude? I'm the champion, and Cory is making the middleweight champion look foolish. And I'm telling you, man, look, man, I'm not gonna say it was very, very close, on who you weigh, but a lot of people felt like Cory might have edged it. You're gonna have to watch it for yourself, man. And what a challenge from welterweight all the way to the undisputed middleweight champion. Very close nip and tuck fight. The scorecards read as followed. Missing Jermaine Taylor won by split decision. See, this is what I'm talking to say, how close it was. So split decision. So you got 117 to 111. I feel that was for Jermaine Taylor. And the next judge, Dick Flaherty had it 117 to 111 for Jermaine Taylor. Michel Pradic had it 113 to 115 to Cory Spinks, and the last judge had 111 to 117. That's Glay L Van Hoyle had it 111 to 117. And I tell you, actually, you know what? Okay, the first judge had it for Cory Spinks, and the other two judges had it for Jermaine Taylor. And I tell you what, that last judge, 111 to 117, is a bit too far-fetched, but the other judges are probably more spot on. It's a bit 113, 115. But I tell you what, man, a lot of people felt he won that fight. He would have been undisputed middleweight champion and undisputed welterweight champion if he won the fight. But it wasn't to be. Jermaine Taylor won by split decision and retained his undisputed middleweight belts, which he won from Bernard Hopkins, man. But I tell you what, Cory Spinks could have retired at this point. Now I kind of wish he would, but he went on and he went back down to 154, and he decisioned Ronnie Jones. Is it right? Yeah, he decisioned Ronnie Jones for the IBF vacate, because at this point he vacated the belts. He vacated the IBF belt to face Jermaine Taylor, and he went back down and he picked up the vacant belt against Ronnie Jones. And I tell you what, man, At this point, I would have preferred him to actually not Vernon Jones. Sorry, my fault. Darrell Lenamore. Dante Lenamore, Darrell Lenamore. He defended. He went back down and picked up the vacant belt against him, and at this point, yeah, you're thinking, I kind of think he should have retired at this point. But, you know, Cory Spinks, such a brave guy, was looking for the challenge. He defended the belt, his first defense against Kaynan Bundu. We kind of know what happened there. He lost the fight. Came back, got another win. And then a couple of 2 wins, then challenged against Kaynan Bundu again. He lost against Kaynan Bundu. These are by stoppage, by the way. And then his last attempt for a world title, against Carlos Molina, he lost by unanimous decision. And then 2013, Cory Spinks retired, well, inactive. I think he didn't officially say he's retired, but I feel he has. And that was it, man. So Cory Spinks started his career in 1997 and finished it in 2013. And I'll tell you what, man, what a career. The guy challenged the very best. I always do would have wondered what will happen with him and Mayweather if they ever fought at that point, man. So, you know, Cory Spinks' career at this point, you know, came to an end. But I tell you what, man, he did the legacy of the bloodline of his family, the Jinx, the Spinks family. Well, Leon beat Muhammad Ali. His dad beat Larry Holmes. Now, Ricardo Mayorga, people might think, oh, looking back at you weren't that, but Ricardo was that dude. El Matador was a bad man at welterweight, and to beat Roman Carmazon, another guy who could have been a vicious, violent punching guy, he beat him as well. And Jermaine Taylor, I mean, Jermaine Taylor's going through some flaws right now, but, you know, decision him as well. And, you know, Zab, he beat Zab in the first fight and lost the fight, but he was challenging the very best. These are the guys are not stiffs at the time. They were very good. Zab, I'll probably do a profile on Zab at some point, but Cory Spinks, the next generation, Cory the Jinx Spinks, man, his career was worth winning. And I guarantee first ballot Hall of Famer for me, undisputed welterweight, 144 champion, challenged Jermaine Taylor. I'm telling you, man, if this guy don't get the Hall of Fame, I don't know what will. So that's my take and profile on Cory Spinks, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, peace.